There's a bill in the legislature that would impose hard mandatory sentences for crimes committed with a gun. In this week's Newsmakers, we sat down to speak with the author of this bill, Senator Warren Limmer of Maple Grove.
Yeah, you know, in light of the rising crime rate that's happening in the Twin Cities, we began to start studying the results of the criminal justice system. One thing that we did notice from the Sentence Guidelines Commission, they issued a report that in the last decade, crimes with the use of a firearm are up. Surprisingly, we've had an overall increase in crime, 16%, 58% increase in murder in the Twin Cities just in the last year. But when those individuals are caught, arrested, and prosecuted, when they're found guilty, the mandatory sentence that we recommended as a legislature is not being imposed. So this new law makes it a hard minimum sentence. If you're found guilty, the judge has to impose the most minimum sentence in prison. Quite honestly, I think there's a rise in gunfire all over the Twin Cities, mostly in the urban core, but it's starting to come out in the suburbs. And we have to address this. We cannot tolerate this type of behavior. And sadly, we have to address it with prosecutors and judges. We want violent offenders behind bars.
And this is something you're probably hearing about from people. It's a big issue.
I hear it everywhere we go. People are concerned about their safety. They're concerned about their children being shot. Whoever thought that we were going to have this conversation in this day and age? But when little kids are shot in Minneapolis, due to the fact of stray bullet fire in neighborhoods, residential neighborhoods, there's something wrong with our society. And as a legislature, we can't do everything, but we can force the judges and prosecutors enforce the law, prosecute bad guys, and make sure that when you do prosecute and you find a guilty verdict, make sure they spend time behind bars.
Is this making pretty good progress? You got a lot of support for this?
It passed our first committee. We're moving it on to our second committee next week. And we'll see if the House wants to join us. They take a softer approach, a different majority there. But in the Republican majority, we're going to be tough on crime, and we're going to make sure that this threat to our society is squelched immediately.
All right, we'll continue to follow this. Senator Warren Limmer, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you.
Find more local news stories at ccxmedia.org and follow us on social media.